All right, you don't need much for this job. You need is a ratchet with an extension, 13 millimeter on the end, socket. You need this to crimp your hose. That way you don't lose coolant. You need your thermostat. And this is your gasket to go in the thermostat housing. All right, you're gonna clamp your hose with your snap clamp there. Then you're gonna take your 13 millimeter, you're gonna get that bolt, and then the bolt down there. Oh. And once you loosen those, that's where your thermostat is. All right, I got the two bolts out, and I'm gonna put this new seal on here, but down here is the thermostat. So I'm gonna pull that straight out. I'm gonna install my new thermostat with the bleeder going up, facing upwards. That's the bleeder, this little hole right there on the thermostat. Boom, that one. So that's how I'm gonna install it. So I had to yank this one out with needle nose pliers. And now I got the new one in and I'm holding it, it wants to push out. So I'm gonna have to use two hands on this. I'm gonna go ahead and feed the bolts through the hole and try to line it up and then push it on there snug while I tighten, you know, and hopefully it all lines up good. We'll see. So on my truck, I had a short bolt and a long bolt. I don't know if that matters, but I always think it does. So the shorter bolt went on the right side. It's what I'm on right now. And I also used a big extension for this one. To get in on the other one, on the other side of this clamp here, down there, I just took off the long extension, just use the small extension, and you can get down in there and tighten it up. You want to tighten it up slowly. And then it's going into aluminum, so you don't want to really crank down on it. It doesn't take much to keep this thermostat on there, you know, so. And what I did is I put the seal, as you can see on the edge there. I actually put it on the housing, and then I put one screw through, and then of course I went for the right one because it's easier to get to. And what I did is I just used this attachment with my hand, and I started tightening it by hand with this attachment, and then it grabbed. And then once I started tightening a little bit on this one, I went on the back side and started tightening. Now I'm going back and forth and tightening. So, and when you do your thermostat, make sure your bleeder is facing up. If you're doing your thermostat, it's probably a good time to check your radiator cap. Which, you look at this, is like the seal. The seal is kind of ate up. Then you want to change it out. So we're going to change this one out. Boom. Also, we did lose a little bit of coolant, even though we had that hose crimped off. Still lost some coolant, so you're going to have to add some. And it looks like we didn't lose much. It's at the neck, so I'm just gonna add a little drop and be good. You also wanna check this. It's your overflow for your coolant. This is a dipstick. There's a minimum and max on here. All right, so you're gonna look at your coolant temp. We're at 199-ish. At 203 degrees, your thermostat should open up, and you're gonna go look at your radiator because it's gonna be circulating through your radiator, and a bunch of air bubbles should pop out of the radiator. And you're gonna add coolant if it drops. Keep adding coolant until the bubbles quit, and then you'll put the radiator cap back. See what it looked like. We're at 201, so it's about to do it.